Hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursdays at 2. Welcome in.
Hello.
Hello. All
So you're
right.
back in the big Austin, big
Yeah,
D. No, it's a big T or something. Big.
The skies at night are pretty ding darn huge out here, and here I am. Back in Austin for a very brief second. Got unload the truck, kind of spread it around a little bit, and then put what I need into a bag, and run off to Los Angeles tomorrow.
Do you have drums you're using out there? I mean, in
Uh,
LA.
well, in LA, yeah, in LA, there's Backline. Viper Room has a kit.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring some stuff, some cymbals, maybe my snare. I don't know. I got a Southwest flight that has two bags for this purpose, so
Oh,
um, because that's generally what it is. Like you'll take your clothes and well, for a drummer, you'll take your clothes and your cymbals. Uh, so and they're big discs of metal, so however much they throw them around, it's usually fine. It's easier than traveling with other instruments. Yeah, so they'll have backline there, but for the rest of it, I'm gonna be coming back here and gathering like the whole tour's worth of stuff, and then traveling with that out to Los Angeles later after this gig.
okay.
Yeah,
When I know a million drummers, friends of mine that have played with backline all over the place from LA Guns, Quiet Riot, you name it, because the only way you can make any money for those guys anymore is fly-ins, where
yeah,
the casinos will fly them in and you have a guitar player. You got Selfless, you got a guitar player and a bass player, and then you got the actual singers for, Bang Tango, Bullet Boys, and Faster Pussycats. So you got three bands where it's basically one band. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so the casinos,
Gets all the draw, or just gets people off the floor for a good show.
but like the casino could fly in six people and have three acts,
Yep.
right? So, but anyway, the drummers, like, I know it's commonplace to have to not play your drums, but does it irritate you? Does it like, do you
It
ever go
depends
like,
on how
I
good it
hate these
is.
fucking drums?
Yes. Yes, definitely sometimes. I mean, it depends on, you ask for a specific thing, and, it depends on the quality of the production company and how much lead time there is, and the availability in a given country, whether or not they'll deliver on what you want. And so, uh, yeah, I've had backline that's just perfect, exactly what I asked for, and usually that's like bigger stages or festival stages or whatnot. Like this festival I played, the biggest stage I played on in Hungary, had exactly what we asked for. And
Nice.
then, like some places in Greece, especially during the severe economic downturn of the late aughts, they would have almost none of it, and I'd have to piece together like some kind of thing and play like a jazz fusion ish gig on like a rinky dink kit. And so yeah, it runs the whole spectrum. For the gig, for the Lore FM gig, the kid at Viper Room does it. It's fine. Um, and I don't know if I'm going to take my whole thing out there. It's like 7-piece jazz fusion kit on a rack, and I don't know if her gig needs all of that. I think it's like really a two tom kind of band.
You're not going to bring
Um,
four Chinas and a gong?
I mean, yeah. If I had like the really good road cases, if we had a bus and a trailer, yeah, all that, and especially if we had a roadie. But I'm my own roadie, and so I, yeah, and also it's just I think it's unnecessary for what the tunes need, which is really just the beat and not a ton of embellishment. Although I like to do that a lot. Yeah, it's since it's like electro pop stuff. It really just needs to serve the song. So I can simplify the kit and kind of not break my back as much.
And like you said, you're your own roadie. So, like, what are the odds, Bozio would have brought all that shit out if he had to set it up?
Dude, it's like five guys that set that up, and it takes like a day when they build that thing, like a whole 12-hour working day to just put it up in the studio. And I mean, I love the stuff that he does on it, but yeah, I don't know if him or Neil Peart or any of these dudes that have these huge wraparound kits would be lugging it around themselves. Um, yeah, it takes support. Although, since I've done both sides, I've like drum teched on tours and done monitors and been the drummer. I would do it, and I guess that's how I find myself here.
Well, you're also I could tell that about you because you're willing to chalk at 98 degrees with 91% humidity, so you're not
Yeah.
afraid of setting up your own drums.
No, no. Well, yeah, I've dug ditches. I've been a construction laborer, so that's yeah, doing chalk is easier than digging a ditch. And it's for a good cause. Sometimes you can't see the value of your labor, especially when I was building like super duper high end homes. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, certainly here every time I'm able to go out in front of the org or remembering back since everything slowed down this summer. The value of each and every last act that any of us are doing to try to amplify this message and keep any of those kids out of that org. Like I just think of all of the kids that Pearl and I talked to in front of the Austin org that will not ever go in there and will tell a bunch of their friends and have already. So, yeah, it's much better than digging a ditch. It's a wonderful thing that I'm looking to get back to, really.
That's great.
Yeah.
We need to get Miriam the link. Somehow she doesn't know it's in her email that I sent her, but
Okay.
uh,
Should, I mean,
I
do,
can't send it to her because I'm on the phone with you. Do you have a way of doing that?
yeah, I mean, I could put the link in the chat, I guess, and just I'm gonna kick out anybody that doesn't belong, or yeah, let's see, I could go to her public
Hey,
email and
can
throw it
anyone
there.
who can hear me if you could let her know? I mean, it's in the email I sent her where I said I mean I sure as hell thought it was um, uh, maybe it was.
Well, I'm just gonna go to her public email here and throw it over there. Let's see, buy me a coffee. Doesn't have one on the description. Well, that makes it harder.
It's Scientology up north at Gmail.
Oh, I see it. I see. Yes, yes. Thank you. In the about, right? It's just not linkified. Okay, got it. Sending to link. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. And no. Copy. Paste. Paste. Sent. Okay. I mean, I think we both got it the same way there. So sent again. So
I could have easily screwed it up. I could screw up anything. It's all good.
no, and I could have just done it again. But if all else fails, and if she shows up in the chat and says something, then I mean, if all else fails, I'll just drop it. Um, so yeah.
So
You had
Brooke or A girl, let me know if she got that.
Here it is. Fantastic. Nice. All right.
Thank
in
you,
the
Brooke.
backstage.
Thank you, A girl. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Awesome. All right. So we're all right. We've got a full boat. Everybody aboard finally. So yeah. Yeah, you've been having a lot of really interesting conversations recently. So you've been doing a lot of activity on your channel. I've been trying to watch as much as possible from the road, but it's like
Yeah, you
um,
guys are so busy, it's ridiculous.
home. Yeah, so I think like we slept half of one of the first days. We were moving. It was a 16-day process, but yeah.
God,
So you've been having a lot of guests. Um, Natalie Webster, right? How was that?
that was wonderful because I'm a huge fan, and she's just such a wonderful person, and I love her attitude and her space and everything about her. So it was really nice for me, and I think it was really nice for my room because it's like uh, uh, to me that kind of a get is like an attaboy,
Oh,
like
sure.
well done.
Of
So
course it is. Of course it is.
it made me feel good. It made the room feel good. It was like
Yeah.
we were proud to have like when I first put it up, a girl tells me she's like, we got like 17 thumbs up and it's not even open or whatever.
Right.
So
Of
people were
course.
just jazzed, and that was a really neat feeling. And keep in mind too, it's like right after I was belly aching about, where the hell's the help? I mean, and I just decided I'm going to literally become the change I want to see,
Yep.
period. No bullshit. And that's when I came up with the one-on-one idea and the love storming idea. And
Yes.
and it's um it's I can see how this is working in the community. Like we're all basically the same in a couple ways. This stuff is so much harder than we make it seem, you know.
Yeah.
And you'll only see it like, I love listening to your stream of consciousness stuff, where you're going a 3 hour fucking thing and playing your fiddle and everything, and it's just fun. And but there will be that day, like, the I happen to tune in and you're like, I've had about enough of this shit. You just turned it on
Yeah.
like right when I tuned in, right? I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, what happened? And
Oh,
that
yeah.
happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. And it's because it's just very difficult to do. And there's so much on our minds, etc. And it's, we're being effed with and everything else, right? So it's like,
Yes.
it takes a moment to say, okay, how do I get control of this again? And then it's like, oh, okay, I've been given the people the power that they don't have if I don't give it to them. And I've created my own space, right? So in my room, everybody knows they can go there and never have to deal with shit because the first sign of anything and you're out. And I don't care. And that's how I run it. And I don't care how anyone thinks about it.
I
And
mean,
there's other
to each
people who
their
do.
own for their
In
rooms or
fact,
their channels. Jeez.
so it's like you can always find, there's plenty of places you can go on the internet if you just want strife, go to a political site, and I'm sure they'll be like, put them up all day, 24/7.
Oh,
Great,
sure.
it's just many, but it's just my room. You can't do that, so big deal. And but it's creating that space, because a couple things happen, like, and I see it when they all collide is when we have these issues where, like, as a protester, it you know you don't feel these things because you've been, you haven't been a small channel for a long time, but like when you have three people in your chat, and one of them's your mod, and no one shows up and no one seems to care. You get no attaboys. You can't seem to get any momentum or grow anything, and it's just so difficult. And then once you get a couple people just saying, "Hey, man, I really appreciate you," you're like, "Oh, well, that feels good. I can do this some more." It's sad
Totally.
that we need that, but we're humans, man. We need it. We're not infallible. We're not as
No,
strong as we would love to be. And
certainly
over
not.
time, we break down little by little. And next thing you know, we're sort of half-assed defenseless out there, just saying everything. And then, it doesn't matter. There's 30 people who are like, Selfless, I really think you're fantastic. The one you're going to remember is, COB's toothbrush, who was
Yep.
like, you're a piece of shit, and you're like, well, fuck you.
Well,
So,
yeah, well, there have been studies on that, certainly as far as our filtering of negative comments or anything over positive ones, where we will focus on that negative one because it's part of our survival instinct. It's like, you hear a rustling in the brush, and if all the times that it isn't a leopard, if you're not like alerted that it very well might be, your mistake in mistaking it not being there for it being there is you being dead. So that's why, but it's the focus on the negative as a survival thing, and it's all the way down to language. And that happens to me too. Also, the going out there and having like single digits, of people has happened to me protesting in front of the org. However, I don't know. I have a number of subscribers, but also, I mean, the landscape has been intentionally made more difficult for all of us to traverse by a number of means. Like the temperature has been raised on all of us. Uh, Vitriolic personal ad hominem attacks that make all of us in different ways doubt ourselves, second guess ourselves. And like you're saying, this work is hard enough. You have that on top of you. It very well may freeze you in place. And it's meant to. I think Scientology is definitely part of this, trying to freeze out parts of the protest movement. I think they're finding willing participants in their programs as well. And I think that your work right now, the way you're approaching the community, the way you're bringing on people, the conversations that you're having, is doing very much to confront that BS, to make it basically a non-issue by standing for positivity and solidarity. If we're able to do that, they can do all of this stuff as long as we're not blown off course by this stuff. And so
yeah.
I very much appreciate this direction that you've been taking. I think we need a lot more of it.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel great. Yeah, I just after I whine, I usually do some good thinking.
Right. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Getting it all out. Shout. These are the things I can do without. Come on, I'm talking to you. Yeah.
Right. And so I was like, before I do any more whining, let me make damn sure I'm doing everything I can, because I know I wasn't. And then,
boom. Oh man.
And it's like, if once again, if I can inspire, if I can just make someone feel good, like I said, I can't even remember the name of the room I was in the other day, where there was 2 or 3 people, and the person was like, "Hey, traitor," and I was just like, I totally remember that. Like when you would come to my site and I got 36 people, I'm like, selfless. And you're like, I'm right next to you, dude. But it's like, you're in my room, dude. Oh.
Same here. I mean, it's great. It's great to have people acknowledging what you're doing, and with it being that hard. And I'm looking forward to that feeling being more universal, because I mean, I remember a time, and I think we all do, not too long ago, where a lot of this was just easy. It was a lot easier than it is right now, and it was a lot more fun, at least for me. So looking forward to having a lot more fun, trying to bring a bunch of music and entertainment into it in the coming few weeks, and hopefully can make it go. So, gonna be trying some of that at the Viper Room this Saturday.
Hell yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I really believe that just by a lot of people keeping it on the front of their minds, and now making sure it's the case, where if you make your room a safe place where no one has to look behind themselves, behind their back, they're comfortable, they like being there. We gotta give people a place to land, and and I'm not saying you shouldn't. If you want to raise hell, that's fantastic. Go to a place that allows that. It's not my room, and go do you, okay?
Yeah.
And find someone who's like you. Me personally, I like I like the bliss. I'm all about it, and this stuff's hard enough. If you don't like me, okay, you might like me 6 months from now. I don't know. You might repel. You might dislike me more 6 months from now. You know,
Yeah. And that's
but
your right. Go for it.
totally, totally,
Yeah.
and I get it. And it's like it naturally should go, especially with rooms like you and me, where we just babble about whatever's on our mind without editorializing anything. We just let it out,
Pretty
or at least
much.
I do. I do.
Oh
And
yeah.
so,
I do.
how can I do that and not irritate somebody? I mean, of course I'm
Right.
going to. And someone told me the other day, after my rant, they said, you're wrong about this and that and the other and whatever. And I'm like, okay, your opinion's 100% valid to you and everyone who shares it. I think no less of you because of it.
Right.
And I'm here for you. If you ever want to come back in the future, you're welcome. And be well. How the fuck are you going to argue?
Yeah.
It's like I'm not going to argue with you. So I'm not even going to address anything except literally, and you'll see that's all the focus I have. I'm not doing shit else, but I want to weaken the cult, and I want to support victims and people who are helping support victims. So that's what I
Dig
want
it.
to do.
Yeah.
And I want to give people the hardest thing it is. To me, we work this hard so we can influence people, and
Correct.
I don't want those people to come on and then quit because they couldn't get any traction or momentum. And if 30, 40 people say, hey man, I dig you, and I hope you come back again, I hope you come around, that's really all that you need. You don't need 10,000 people to say that. You need 10, 20, 30 people to be like, hey, good going, I like what you do, hopefully you'll come back soon, we're here for you, give us another shot, whatever. And see if we can't rehab these people. They're
Yeah.
incredibly important. They have stories that are going to sell this and are going to farm that empathy we need everywhere. So we
Well,
need
right.
these people,
Well,
and
and if just a few of those 20 or 30 are proactive enough to, spread it around, and we know that this community is that, and these people that we're trying to lift up will do every day the legwork, like help us out with information, identifying like officers, being able to look up stuff about the cult, providing art, providing all of the flyer designs, the flyers themselves, supplies for those things. Like, we have a really active community, and a lot of forward-thinking, proactive people who are leading with their hearts, and as much as we can give them a space to be able to do that to the best of their ability, it will accrue to our benefit and to the
for
benefit
real.
of this whole freaking movement. So yeah, I'm with that 100%.
I think we got good days ahead, my friend. We better get
Yeah.
our first A-lister on though, because I know it's darn near midnight.
Yeah, right. Okay, here we go. And just gonna skirt the witching hour for Scientology up north coming to the stage. All right.
There you
Without
go.
further ado, hello there.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yes,
Yeah, you're coming through
Okay,
very
good.
clear.
Good, good.
so cool to have you here. Oh my God,
Yeah,
I'm excited.
yeah, it's so nice to meet you finally.
Thank
Yeah,
you. I've
absolutely.
watched all your stuff since the very beginning.
It's wonderful.
I remember when you had like, was it 200 subs or 22 subs or something? It was next to nothing, and then you just blew up, and I loved the way you stuck to it,
Yeah.
and where I always see you there. It looks like because I've been to the like Warner Brothers and Universal backlots a million times, and it
Mhm.
reminds me of a backlot, like because you have those curves that are only like a half an inch tall.
They're a little bit taller than that, but there's a lot of some of them are lowered because of the bicycles, so you
Right.
can go over them with a bicycle, basically.
And then you don't have it's not skateboard friendly. The roads, they're like brick.
No, we have some skate parks, but
Yeah.
people, yeah, they don't really skate on the pavement. You're not allowed to do that.
But anyway, I know you've done an amazing amount of work, and it's like you're the only. I always am interested in what happens over there because there's the rules are so different. Like you can't chalk, you can't. You need a permit to even stand in front of them, right?
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
what did you have that permit for?
Yeah, so basically being in Denmark is like it's a blessing and a curse in in the same place, because there's a lot of rules, but on the other hand, we have the busiest org I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah. It's
So
crazy.
yeah, we have the most amount of public and Sea Org available to us here. Unfortunately, I can't really show you. Rules regarding protesting is just that you need to make this application. It will not be denied, but you need to make an application. First, we were kind of just having fun, and we didn't know that we needed to have a permit. So we got into a little bit of trouble because of that, and the police could just ask us to go. But now we know what to do. So.
But the police are nice over there. It seems like. No?
Yeah, they're really nice. They're really nice. I've been handing some of our SPTV cards also to the police.
Excellent.
So, yeah, and now when we've been having protest with a permit, then the police is just driving past by and giving thumbs up to us. So no problem there.
That's neat.
Do you know if the police are in any way starting to see the point that you're making, that Scientology is a threat to the community?
It's a little bit difficult to say. The police is not, at least they claim they're not aware of anything.
Okay.
That's their claim for now. Let me just say it's going to change very soon.
All right. Interesting.
But right now we're just also trying to educate the police the same way as the public, because no Danish, like a native Danish person, will join Scientology. No one will do that. They know it's a cult. Now it's just, added on that it's a human trafficking, child abusing cult,
Yes.
So it's not just a risk of financial loss.
What do you think is particular to the population of Denmark that has their resistance further up than maybe some other places?
I mean, I think they're just educated.
Correct.
Everyone knows about Scientology here. So, if you'd say you're a Scientologist, people would probably, look at you weird right away. They know about it.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, they know about it. So.
And I saw you with a couple other ladies the other day. Are those? I've seen them before. They look like twin sisters.
Yeah, they're twins. So. Yeah,
that
so we were
sense.
actually joking on our live last time we had a protest that, they should be able to look at their OSA files to see that they haven't mixed their pictures, Because for sure they are building files on us at the moment.
Right.
Do they have channels we can shout out?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
And we're actually, there's another person who's also joined our little community in Denmark, but she's probably not starting a channel either, at least not yet.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff going on over here. So I can just give you a little teaser at this point. This is nothing of our doing, but there's going to be mainstream media attention to Scientology and child abuse.
Yeah.
Wow.
Coming already this weekend. So
standing by. Yeah.
Are you going to live stream it?
This is probably going to be in print to start with, but most likely there's also going to be something on TV. I certainly expect so. So this is
there a way we can see what's printed, or are you going to show us that or something?
I will for sure show it. Yeah, I will share.
Looking forward.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'm hoping that that's going to draw much more attention also on our efforts as well, even though we're not directly involved in it in any kind of way. But yeah, I'm expecting a lot of publicity. But the problem with the problem with the public is that the news are coming every day, and people remember barely what they read 5 minutes ago.
Of course.
So this is also a message that needs to be kept on, repeated on.
Yeah, I think the phrase might be repetition legitimizes.
Yes.
Yeah. So yes, absolutely, the drumbeat. And as many messages as we can get out. It's the same thing with flyering. It's that repeated message that or if it's in the mouths of the community, you hear a conversation a few times in the day, you're going to think that's an actual thing and you're going to
Yeah.
act accordingly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, I'm like just like Eric, I'm thinking all the time what to do, and what kind of I get ideas all the time. I think I get about 1,000 ideas every day, and maybe one of them is something I can use. But I keep on thinking all the time different options. What can we do next?
I
For
usually
example,
whine first, but then I get the ideas.
but if you've been following us from the start, you can probably recall we had some pretty good conversations with some Scientologists in
Yes.
the start, and now
Absolutely.
that one has kind of dried up now because most of them are aware of us. So
Yeah, that's usually the course that it takes. I think Cubs champion, he had kind of more interaction with them at first in Boston, and I knew that was the course with a number of protesters here in Austin, as well with Jay in Denver and the
yeah,
people in Chicago. And then after maybe a number of rounds of the police being called, and in the United States, assaults against the protesters, then the whole thing sours and
yeah,
you don't get a word out of them.
yeah. But I've still noticed that kindness works, and actually, we thought it was the 12th was going to be the Sea Org Day because there was some communication about it.
Okay.
So we went to the city on Monday was the 12th, yeah. And we couldn't understand why everyone was walking around business as usual, going to their dinner break because it was supposed to be Sea Org Day. So we were expecting them to be in a different location. So I just asked an elderly Sea Org member when he was walking past by. I said to him, "Hi," and he said hi to me. And then I said, "Aren't you supposed to have a Sea Org Day today?" No, no, no. It's on Friday and Saturday.
Nice.
I said, okay, great. Good to know.
Yeah, that was a pretty handy debriefing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. So
no
now I know.
resistance almost. Yeah, exactly.
No, no, absolutely not. So you can still catch a few that haven't got the memo.
Sure. Yeah, way to go. Absolutely. That's a very good methodology, and it's good to remember that you can still disarm people. And
yeah, absolutely.
yeah. And certainly
Yeah.
being charming and pleasant is a primary way to do that.
Yeah. And we've had conversations, like without filming, we've been having few conversations with public and Sea Org members.
Wow.
But it's normally if a camera is on, then it's a no-go. So
Yeah, right.
And they have the right over there not to be filmed, even in public.
yeah, basically
Yeah.
you are allowed to be filmed, but as soon as you are streaming, then you're publishing the content, and that changes the whole thing.
Okay.
That's why Church of Scientology is sending their OSA agent to film us, because they are only having it for internal use, but because
Right.
we're live streaming, we are publishing.
Yes.
Got it.
So makes a little bit of a difference in front of the law, at least.
Completely. And so even if you're static recording at the point where you publish it, then you're violating Denmark's privacy rights?
Yeah,
Okay.
potentially, especially
Right.
if the person feels that violates their privacy, or it could put them in a bad light in any kind of way.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So
So it's
a
about
street-
reputational damage?
Yeah. So
Okay.
basically, a street view with people passing by, walking, bicycles. I mean, that's fine to publish, but as soon as you're starting to zoom on a specific person,
I see.
targeting, for example, Sea Org members. But that's,
Interesting.
yeah, it makes it a little bit interesting. But I mean, when the head of OSA came to our protest and confronted us, then they knew exactly what they were doing, and they were getting their face on YouTube. So there's nothing to say about that.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. It was great to see you with SP Chef and Bianca and Hub Cult, and that was really neat. That fired me up, because was that your doing? Did you bring everyone together? Because you strike me like the person who would have done that.
Yeah, kind of. Because I was in touch with Bianca before, and she said she would visit Denmark in the summer, so we could meet up. And then I had a conversation with Samuel on his channel, and I kind of got the vibe that he doesn't have any, connections or, ex-Scientologist friends in Switzerland. So I invited him here. And then I started to think afterwards that, okay, why not bring these two amazing people here at the same time so they
That's
can meet
great.
Great
each other
idea.
also. Also because, their backgrounds are quite similar, and also the current status with the family situation. I mean,
I
they
thought
share a lot of.
I thought Hub Cult would have really enjoyed it too, because
Oh,
like
yes.
he could just talk about reality right to them,
Yeah,
and
absolutely. Absolutely. He was really happy about it, and yeah, really excited, and everything went well. I mean, Hapkald, he lives in Copenhagen. I live a little bit outside the city. So us three, we rented an Airbnb, but basically while we were awake, we spent the time together, all four of us.
oh, neat.
So
Oh,
yeah, he
That's
was
so cool.
great. He
it's
was great.
brilliant.
And there was some nerves before protesting because Bianca and Samuel hadn't protested before. So we went to an English pub before, and everyone took a shot
Yeah, some courage
before we
then.
went.
Some liquid courage.
That's
So
fantastic.
yeah,
Make sure you give Hub Cult our love too, because
yeah.
I
I
know he
think
couldn't be here today, but he's a great guy. I love watching him. He's got amazing content. And I'll
Yes.
tell you something, of everyone in this entire movement, make sure he knows this. I was going to tell him this today.
yeah.
That example that he does with the pink elephant
Mm,
is my favorite analogy I have ever heard in 40 years of or whatever the hell it's been now.
yeah,
Whatever, being around that miserable place. That was the best example to tell someone never in
yeah,
about like how clear in the OT levels work. I thought that was such a neat way to do it.
yeah,
You know, think of a pink elephant. Okay, or give me a shitload of money. Think of a pink elephant. You got that? Okay. Now, if you stop doing that, you'll be all right.
yeah,
Like it's hysterical.
Yeah,
yeah,
But
absolutely.
there's something with his accent that to me made it so funny also, even though he wasn't trying to be funny, but it's just like, it shows the ridiculousness of Scientology in an easy to digest little pill, That short should have like 400 million views. It's fantastic.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. And it's sometimes difficult to remember that he only actually left Scientology 2 years ago. So it's like
That's
really
crazy.
new. It's
Absolutely.
really new, and he was from the start so motivated to help other people as well. So it's yeah, I'm super proud of him, and I've also told him that I would be nothing without him. I mean, he's a wealth of knowledge. He knows every location, he knows the people, he knows the processes and everything. I mean, I've got a really good course here in the last 3 months with
Yeah.
him.
So
So
make sure he knows he's appreciated very, very much.
Please.
And
yeah,
anything he needs, make sure let me know. And if he tells you he wants to come on, next week, a month from now, whenever, let me know. Don't wait to hear from me. Just let me know, and he'll be on.
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Completely.
Probably he's sharing the same feeling right now, being a little bit of starstruck, because it was the same when Samuel and Bianca came. We were both like, "Oh my God, they're celebrities visiting us." And every time Eric, you're in our chat, it's like, yeah, it's like we got the big guns here. Now we need to do something.
I totally
Oh,
get
yeah.
the feeling. Like I said, I was telling Selfless at the beginning. It could be him in my chat. I just talked to him 6 minutes ago, but it's still so neat. It's like
Yeah,
people. It's so easy to forget that. And when you're this vested in something, you really don't pat yourself on the back. You're just constantly at it. So it's a miracle if you can even keep track, of what's happening. So when other
yeah,
people are just kind enough, and that's why I tell people who, you don't need a $1 to support this movement.
mm,
It's just your time and participation. Okay. Just,
Yeah.
if you literally go, "Hey, Selfless, you're totally awesome." Believe me, that's the biggest help you could ever hope for. Okay. it means everything. So, you know, if that's all people did was watch for 10 minutes and leave a comment, you've literally done everything we need to make this movement continue. But we do
Absolutely.
need that. We're human beings. We need that. You know, you're not alone. I got you. Every so often, we have to have.
Especially with the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune being hurled at us all, like from all directions, consistently, and especially if you're out there on the street. And I'm not sure if you've gotten a sense of like physical danger where you're protesting, but certainly in the United States, the streets are extremely dangerous and the police are extremely dangerous next to the rest of the world. And fearing for your life, having to have your head on a swivel, people coming after you, absolutely. Some nice message of somebody seeing you can float you through to the next interaction or your next day of protest, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And seeing the same names returning over and over again and writing, then you know you're doing something right because people are coming back.
Yep.
But yes, we don't need to fear for the police here, but we had a crazy Scientologist threatening to kill us.
Oh no. Oh no. Were there terroristic threats recorded?
Yes, actually it was because it was just by lucky coincidence. We were in front of because we have also an ideal org here, and we were sitting in front of that on the other side of the street, talking about getting Hapkal, the girlfriend, and this really weird looking guy wanted to join the conversation.
Okay.
He looked like he had come out of a dumpster or something.
Oh boy.
And yeah, we thought, okay, let's just have a little chat with him. And then I thought, okay, I'll just ask what he thinks about Scientology, because I thought, he'll say, they're crazies. But apparently he was son of one of the earliest Scientologists in Denmark. And
wow.
And he was having some issues with the cult because he couldn't do more auditing. He told that his auditor had said there's 40 binders of auditing reports of him, and now there will be no more auditing for you. He was totally messed up in the head.
Oh no. So
wow.
they've been manipulating somebody till they've bled them completely dry and left them completely scatterbrained on the street
basically, he was not doing well. I thought he was an alcoholic, but he was just a Scientologist.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
that's way worse.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, we had a very long conversation. I guess he thought we were Scientologists because of the way we were talking.
Yeah.
But in the end, then Elron Hapkal tried to stop a couple of people going into the org. And, we were found out. And at that point, he got pissed off. Asked where was I filming to, because I had asked for his consent before, and I said it's on YouTube Live. Then he started to say, I haven't given you permission to film on YouTube.
I see.
And I will kill you. And he tried to grab me from the backpack once while we were trying to go away. Yeah.
Terrible.
So I think I will actually, it's good that you mentioned this Fred thing, because I'll need to go and report it to the police, actually.
Yeah.
Because I heard that the police has got a very long list of all kind of reports about me. So
it's good to put in your 2 cents and, your side of the story on paper, especially if they're willing to hear it. And it seems, as far as you're representing it, they're dealing with you fairly.
Yeah, they are. They are, because they were trying to get a sort of restraining order against us, and that didn't happen.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Because you cannot do it just by demanding. The police will need to do investigation and hear both sides. So before anything is put in place. Yeah.
Right. Well, that would be a nice piece of for your side. Yeah, that is scary, and it doesn't take very many of those interactions to have you have a physical reaction to being on the street, just being there.
Yeah, Yeah, I think we fixed it by having a beer afterwards because I was a little bit shaky, but
Excellent. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
ready again the next day.
Right, right.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Well,
Whatever it is to squeegee it off. Yes.
yeah.
and I know you recently passed the 1,000 mark, the 1,000 subs. Do you have all the
All right.
watch hours you need?
No, I'm missing watch hours still. So
All right.
Okay, everyone who can
So,
hear us, do me a big favor. When you go to bed, just hit Scientology Up North, hit one of her playlists, and just push play, turn the volume down, and go to bed. And then
what's
in
the
the morning,
playlist?
she has 7 more watch hours, and
I'm
we can
doing
get
it
her to
right
where she needs
now.
to be.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
everything I'm doing right now, I'm paying out of pocket. So it would be great at one point to be able to at least cover some of the expenses. But
You
For
bet.
sure.
Yes.
yeah, right now it's been going okay, and yeah, we have everything we need.
Good.
Fantastic.
But I bet on you right at the very beginning. You just don't seem like I would hate to have you after me. Put it that way. I know you're one of those people who's just not going away. And
Yeah.
No,
and
I'm not
that's
gonna go anywhere. That's for sure. No,
Hmm.
no.
you
I
know
mean, our plan is very modest. We're gonna get rid of Scientology in Denmark.
Yes.
We're gonna shut down the European headquarters, and we're gonna shut down the hotel, and then we're gonna shut down the Danish org.
Oh, yeah.
So that's our plan.
what a
Yeah.
great
And I
plan.
believe you. You
Yeah.
seem very clear eyed about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it might take a little bit of time, but it's gonna happen. For sure.
Anything
I love
worthwhile
it.
does. So, yeah.
Well, we appreciate you very much, and I'm really happy you were able to come here. I knew it's a pain in the butt because I know it's middle of the night over there, but um,
It's fine.
thank you so
Yeah.
much for hanging in there with us. And I'm sorry if I messed up and didn't drop the link in the email. I thought I did.
I didn't get it, but maybe it's a long email address, so maybe there was a typo or something.
All
I,
right.
I probably screwed it up, but anyway, sorry about that. If I'm involved, you can expect nonsense like that, but I'll
I
get
mean,
better.
we are amateurs as well. I don't know anything about this. Like you sometimes figure out that you're filming a wall or a doorknob or something.
Yep.
It's,
Filming your
You know
shoe.
what?
I've done it before. Filmed up my nostril, for
yeah,
a little while.
exactly.
I had it all the chat. They called it a kangaroo pouch. I had them for the phone. I guess was just turned in, so it was just looking at like my boobs, and they were like, "What the hell?" But they thought it was hysterical, and so I was, I think they went about 3, 4, 5 minutes, just doing that, and then I've also if you notice, I never do this anymore. Like you see how Chris and like Jessica and Streets, like they just hold it the phone,
yeah.
and I thought that's how you do it or whatever, and I was trying that. First time I ever did that, Miriam,
Mm,
I was talking to Streets, and I thought it was like on him or whatever, and it was on Jessica's breast for like a minute and a half. I felt like such an ass. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know how to edit anything even today. And I'm just like, oh shit,
yeah.
It's like, I'm thinking people are like, what the hell's wrong with this guy? But it's because so now I have to have it in front of me so I can see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
There's a lot of things to focus on, and I mean, are you live? Are you not live? And don't
we're
film
brand new.
here. And
Yeah.
it is what it is.
True.
We'll get it.
We're all amateurs, so I mean,
For
there's,
real. For real. And I'm so proud of us because we who cares if we don't know how to work StreamYard? We know how to shut this place down, and we're going to do that.
Exactly.
And I really appreciate having you on that team, and you mean a lot to me. So I appreciate you, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, you too. And whenever you're in Denmark, then be sure to come and protest with us.
I wouldn't miss
Fantastic.
it. There's no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss it.
I mean, it's like Aaron Smith-Levin said, it's a gold mine, and there's plenty of room for people here. So I'm
bet.
really hoping to get more people here on the ground. So
Everyone
Agreed.
give Scientology Up North for watch hours. Please, please, please
Yes, please.
do that for us.
thank you
you.
for having me.
Oh,
Well, thanks for being here.
yeah. It's our pleasure, I think. Yes, thank you very much.
We'll
All
we'll
right.
see you soon. Anything else you want to say before we sign up?
Subscribe to Elron Hubcult. He's
Oh,
Yes.
for sure.
yeah, he deserves much more subscribers than he has now. So I think that would be
Oh,
a great
great.
surprise for him to wake up to some more subscribers.
For sure.
Will
Let's
do.
let's make that happen, everybody. Please go to Elron Hub Cult and make sure you are subscribed. The guy is a wealth of information, and he's willing to work real hard, and he's done an amazing job. I remember when he had like 4 subscribers. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's really working hard, and we appreciate the hell out of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
He
So
needs
do
a
I.
little less than 300 to hit 1,000. So yeah, let's make that happen. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Great.
All right, we'll see you. We'll see you out there.
Yeah. See
Looking
you.
forward. Bye
Bye now.
bye.
Bye.
That was fantastic.
That was
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Makes me want to go to Denmark for sure. And yeah, do a little European tour around the different orgs. It's been a while since I've been across the pond, but it's certainly worth it just for the cultural experience, but also since it seems like there needs to be more activity outside of the orgs in Europe. It doesn't seem like there's a whole heck of a lot of resistance on the continent. But this group is amazing.
I know. That was just so cool to see, like how she put that together with Bianca and SP Chef. I mean,
That's
that was
fantastic.
that was a special thing right there. And
All right.
you know, that really made me feel great. That's the kind of stuff that just pumps me up for days, man. You know, to see how Bianca turned around, and that was so scary for her. You know,
Yeah.
and for her to step forward like that took mad balls, and I can't be more proud of her.
Absolutely.
And
I mean,
and
you just
I
having
knew-
done it, you like having stepped out and done your first protest, you just went through that process.
Mm-hmm. And I know Miriam put that together. I was able to guess that, and she's just like that. And but yeah, I really hope she can get her watch hours soon. So it costs nothing to just push play. You go to sleep, you turn the volume down, just push
Yep.
play on your phone. And you know what? In the morning, you've literally done all you need to do to completely help us. And so if you could do that for us, that would be great.
Oh yeah, and I mean to monetize those channels, like to have effective people who are being supported and are having any of like their supplies or costs covered, it's just going to make the protest better there in Copenhagen or better wherever it is that you can do it. And that is what you are actually doing. You are making those protests stronger, having those people out on the street, or the ability to have them out there just more often and with maybe some more confidence. So
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And like
Looking
I say,
forward to seeing them get over those lines.
And it's so valuable, just all the free stuff. I mean, it's a comment. You know, if you don't normally comment, please do. You have no idea. Please do. It's free. Just say, hey, good job. That's all, 2 words, and I'm telling you. And
Yes.
then watch hours and subscriptions. And these little channels, they can't afford to be losing subscribers. So please look and see if you are subscribed to them, that you still are. I had to resubscribe to Selfless. I had to resubscribe to Fluffer. I've had to resubscribe to a whole bunch of people who I thought I was subscribed to. I mean, I was.
Totally.
But
yeah, same. I mean, I'm not sure what it is, what YouTube is doing, but they definitely do that. And I've had to resubscribe to a number of channels as well. I think I've stayed on your channel, but I think yeah, I'm not sure what the mechanism is, but either way, yeah, this has been happening for months to a variety of channels, and so yeah, it's just you have to go back and check every once in a while. And,
it's sort of like how, have you noticed that the notifications only works 25 to 50% of the time?
Something like it.
Or is it just me?
No, it's a thing that I think people have been complaining about for some time, And on so many streams, you'll get somebody coming in, hey, I had a notification set and I didn't get it. And part of it, I think, is what they're still trying to amplify. Even if you have a not a notification set, if they're not trying to push it out, then they won't even push that out. So what has improved it? I remember Natalie doing this, since she has like a pretty good audience, and this would happen a bunch. I think it's just like if the chat's going more regularly and more people are hitting the like button, then more notifications will go out. Is the idea, but I'm not sure if that's actually real. But that was, I think, the logic to address it some months ago, if I remember correctly. I remember hearing it on her channel.
I think I heard on her channel today that supposedly, I mean, she doesn't know this to be fact, but what she's been hearing is that if you click all on the notifications, you have a better shot. Like,
oh, okay, I see.
Because sometimes people will click something other than all, and they never get a notification.
I see. Yeah. Right.
So I don't know, but maybe that's something to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the YouTube people are making their money however they do, and it's kind of a black box, and it keeps very many of us guessing at things like this, and I guess we'll continue guessing, hopefully getting it more and more correct. But,
all right.
Yeah.
We have one more A-lister who needs to pop in to school us on some stuff real quick.
Looking very much forward. Is this our first repeat guest?
I think so.
It's a really good one, and I mean, information rich. Been so enamored with the work with the LA Council. That's and a lot of work behind the scenes that's been done by Mona Fat Grammy here. So glad to have her back. Welcome back to the stage, Fat
Hi,
Grammy.
guys. Hey.
Hello.
Welcome to my boudoir again.
All right. Fantastic.
And as long as you don't get the Rich and the Ben mixed up, we're good.
Ah.
So good to see you, Mona.
Good to see you guys too.
I know you were at that commission hearing yesterday and in Los Angeles. And
I was. I just had it on mute. I couldn't say anything because I have a job too.
Yeah.
And I was in a meeting for my job, so I kind of had to work.
Sure, I get that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I was in that meeting and then the ones afterwards. So it was fun.
Well, neither Selfless nor myself know what you wanted to say, so just go ahead and take it away.
I will do that, and I promise we didn't really talk about what I was going to say ahead of time, and you guys were spot on. What I wanted to talk about was,
oh wow, how do we do that?
Yeah, really. So I love and so respect you, Eric, and you too, Selfless, but I really, really respect the fact that we can be walking along the same road to take down Scientology and to protect my Liz Ferris and my Liz Gale and my Serge and my Lara, and I can protect them, and we can all be on the same page. And even though I love you, Eric, I don't have to like people. I don't have to go to dinner with people. We can be on the same road. Some people can be hopping along. Some people can be wheeling. Some people can be out in the field picking daisies, whatever. But we're all still on the same road, right?
Right.
But one thing I'd love to rant just a little bit about is that, again, quit telling me whose lunch table I can sit at. We're all in this together. This is an education for all of us.
Yeah.
And I used to do training for our troopers in our police departments. And this is an exercise that I used to do with them all the time. And so I would like to do this exercise with you and then also for all the YouTubers. So it's a quick exercise and it totally relates. I'm going to give you 4 disabilities: paralyzed, blind, mental illness, or cancer. And I want the 2 of you and those that are listening, I want you to pick one of those that you would take. If you had to be one, which one would it be? paralyzed,
Blind, cancer, and what?
blind, cancer, or mental illness.
When you say mental illness, though, to be fair, I mean, am I arguing with the wall, or am I just having like some sad days? Like, what do you mean by that?
That'll be a point that I'll make, but
yeah, because
Okay.
I've already got the mental illness, so
That's what I'm saying. I can rock and roll with that.
okay, so you guys choose mental illness, and I would choose paralyzed because
Okay.
that I'm already paralyzed. So out of
Okay.
those
the
four,
devil, you
which
know,
one-
right? And so
out of those four, which one would you never want? In fact, you'd probably kill yourself if you had it.
well, not kill myself, but I'd rather not have cancer.
Okay,
I'd probably rather not be paralyzed.
and
I mean,
mine
they
is
all
blind.
suck. Whatever. Yeah.
They do. They all suck. But mine is blind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't handle being blind. I've just got so much. So what we're talking about here is that when we get our feathers in a ruffle,
Yeah.
when we get that knee-jerk reaction, when we get you're bad, that's usually something that's really bubbling up within us. And
Certainly.
when we don't know something, and this is just a good visual you could put anything in those categories. You could put work-related categories, you could put religions, you could put anything in those categories. But when you have such a visceral reaction to something, such a knee-jerk reaction, it's because you know or you don't know something, and it's usually causing you fear.
Yeah.
And that's truly the reaction, not to do all the psychobabble. You guys said you like babbling early, so
No, I mean, I like this. I like the psychobabble. If we're gonna talk, the earlier parts of the brain, if like the limbic system and the amygdala, basically, those like you're dealing with reactions from those centers of the brain, which will overcome
Exactly.
your reasoning.
So when you're telling me that I can't hang out with Eric because Selfless hangs out with DOA, or you're telling me I can't hang out with Sir Crepitus because he was a cop and once a cop, always a cop, or
Whoa.
whatever. You're
We
reacting.
get it. Don't keep going down that road. Do me a favor.
I'm not.
We get it.
I'm not. I promise. I was just giving an example. But when you're dealing with that, you're dealing with something internal,
Yeah.
not necessarily something external. And if you can realize that, then you can step back and go, whoa, why did I just say that? Why am I having that reaction? And it makes a huge difference to kind of psychoanalyze yourself versus take it out on everybody else. Because I love working with everybody. We all have our eeky creakies. We all have stuff that, I'm not too sure if we'd be friends except for in a parasocial relationship. But
Yeah.
but we're all on the same road with the same vision and the same mission. We're all together in this. So that's truly, I just wanted to give that example so that people can start, maybe taking a step back and going, whoa, wait a minute. Let's think about this for a second. We don't have to be enemies about anything. Let's all work on this together.
Well, I know for me personally, when I'm most critical and reflexively critical, it's when I'm, feeling self-conscious. I'm nervous about my own stuff. And if it's all, those people out there and, everybody tearing me down, I've got to kind of settle myself here and figure out what fire I have lit under myself that I can't just manage my own affairs and I'm externalizing all of my problems.
Right.
So, and the shorthand for it is when you're pointing your finger like this, you've got three others pointing back at you. So,
Right.
I believe all the negatives should be behind the scenes. Like, I totally welcome anyone who thinks, you know what, Raider's a piece of crap. Great. Put that on an email. Send it to me. Okay, it could be 50 pages. I might not read it. I might read the first sentence. You might get a response, you might not, but I'm open to it. So feel free to send me. What I won't allow is negativity in my room, because it's not a cesspool. It's not what it's for. It's for two things only, and that's how I run mine, right? And it's never going to change. And you know, so it doesn't matter to me. Everything else has to be behind the scenes. If you really want to be an adult about this and say, you know, I don't like X, Y, Z, and what have you. And like I said, that person might say nothing. They might say, I can understand that, or I'll work on that, or I absolutely disagree, or F you. But at least it's off. It's not muddying the waters, okay? And there's no reason for us that have the platforms to spread that. There's just no need for it. None. You can do it all behind the scenes. When people will say, well, that person didn't get back to me. Well, that's your answer. That is your answer.
No answer is an answer. Yeah.
You better believe it is. And so, and you're not going to handle everything anyway. And to try to please everyone, like people will get really pissed off. So you're not going to, you cannot please everybody. We're all good people. We need all of us to get to where we're going. And, you know, you just keep it on that positive tip where you're not naming names and pointing fingers. And guess what? The trolls, the kryptonite for trolls is boredom. A lack of participation and boredom kills trolls dead. Okay? There's nothing to do. I had someone give me after my rant the other day, I had someone put in a thing that said, you know, you're wrong and this and that and the other. And I was like, totally get it. I understand your opinion. It's valid to you and anyone who agrees with it. I wish you the best. I don't feel any worse about you because of it. I'll be here if you ever want to come back. Be well. That's how I'm addressing it. Okay, because I don't have to be mean. And
and the way we look at people and situations is really is within all of our perspective of how we view things. You know, somebody that's paralyzed is going to view something completely different than you saying you would never want to be paralyzed.
Sure.
Because we have totally different perspectives. And that's life. That's the way it goes.
Right. You know, don't be upset that someone doesn't like your opinion on one thing. Like I've had people literally try really hard to get me to not be with Selfless anymore. And I just laugh. I literally laugh. I go, not to be rude, but no one's opinion matters to me except for Selfless when it comes to Selfless. I really don't give a shit. You have proof that I know he was part of the Kennedy assassination and you have the receipts. Okay. I happen to like someone who was part of that, I guess. So
great story.
You're not going to affect me. And once you realize that, you stop pitching. You see? So it's like, you know, you can't come to me and make me not like Monin. It's not going to happen. So don't even bother. Okay? And so I'm just saying it's really easy for us to control our own spaces and to be adults about stuff and do it behind the scenes. And if people can't do it, they can't do it. But I really believe we're at a point now where that's what everyone is going to demand very soon, which is just, you know, we're here to weaken a cult and to support people who are helping victims. And that's it. Everything else is nonsense. Who gives a shit? You know, if Selfless and I probably agree on a million things we don't even know we agree on right now. Okay. And so what I love using this example. Everyone has a best friend or had one, right? And your very best friend in the entire world that you put above everybody else. How many trillions of times have they said something that pissed you off? It's countless. Countless. And this is the person you love the most. So of course, no, that's how it's going to always be with everybody. And it's not a big deal because like you said so eloquently, we don't have to do anything outside of this. This is why we're here. This is why we're here. You know, if you want to go support me juggling at Venice Beach or something, and you know, go right ahead. That'll be on a different stream. You know, but if you want to fight this cult with me, come to Eric Rader's room and watch me work, and that's all you're ever going to see. Exactly. I won't use it for anything else, and I won't let it become anything else. And I think we all can control that. But anyway, that's not. I think we all got that out. That was. Let's get to the important thing, which was the hearing.
Yes. So
that's why you wanted to get on.
Well, the hearing was excellent, and I know they have more hearings tomorrow. They're going to have the city council is going to try and accept a $300,000 non-cash offering from the LAPD Foundation. Now, the LAPD Foundation is their little slush fund. It's a nonprofit organization that takes in all the donations. And I'm sure that's where the Church of Scientology is donating, because they don't have to report it. And the foundation only has to report it to the IRS, but not publicly.
Yeah.
So that's where they're on their 990. So that's where we're pretty sure that's where the money is. So I've been trying to get a list of their contributors to the foundation. I don't know if I'm going to get it or not, but I'm trying. But they're accepting a $300,000 non-cash contribution tomorrow from the foundation. And it's an emergency meeting, so.
Okay. That's crazy.
I don't know whether we can do anything or not. They'll probably put it on a consent agenda.
Oh, right. And so, do you have a group of people showing up, or are you trying to put out the word right now? I know I'm going to be traveling.
Yeah, no, Audit LA has been really great. We've been tag teaming these meetings together.
Right.
We've been doing the Public Works, the LAPD Commission, the OIG committee, the fire department. We've been hammering them all.
Yes.
And now the city councils. And so, yeah, and I know Henry and I think DOA were going to do complaints today.
Fantastic.
But Henry's been coming since he's been back the other day.
Yep.
Going to the meetings, and he's pretty eloquent. So he's an engineer.
Yeah, he's great.
So yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of that technical side to it, not just two people in chairs whining and crying all the time.
Oh, right, and somebody that's done engineering seemingly for pretty large-scale construction projects and can go on site and be like, okay, this seems like a violation, and then work out like the napkin math, the shop math of the load, say, of the planters that they're putting on the street that cracked the sidewalk.
Exactly. Well, and we had Audit had a city employee, I'm not going to name who it was, told her that we needed to go up the chain because on the north and the south end where those planters are blocking the fire lane, which is totally illegal. Totally illegal.
Hugely.
But that safety plan's been signed off by higher ups.
Oh, okay.
And we want to know who signed off on that safety plan.
Yeah, which deputy of Karen Bass has done this, right?
Yep.
Pretty much.
And so we can complain all we want. Somebody signed off on that safety plan.
And does streets already have a line on them, perhaps? I mean, if you could cross-mogenate here. He seems to know a lot of, the business of political aspirants, that are around Karen Bass, and perhaps already has a line on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of these people have been, of course, they've been in bed for so long with Church of Scientology. They're all bedfellows. But a lot of them, this is just business as usual because that's the way it's always been.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to get them to see that it should be changed.
So basically, anyone who wants to, right? The mafia, whatever, they could go give the police any amount of money they want to through that same vehicle.
Yep.
And there's no possible way for anyone to find out.
Nope.
Right.
That is so ridiculous.
So like the motorcycle gangs in LA, or like one of the cartels through a front group, or
oh my God.
Exactly.
That's so bad.
Yep. The last week they took in $53,000 worth of different contributions or from the foundation, and they approved them through the Yeah, through the council. And then, of course, tomorrow's emergency meeting for 300,000. And I think on the 990, there was like 12 million that they give to LAPD a year.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's a
It,
lot of change.
A quarter
sure,
million a week. That buys some favors.
you bet.
It does. And who knows who's the contributors?
That's like a
We don't know,
Bearcat
but
every week.
yeah.
It's
So
just so
that's
crazy.
just cash.
Yeah, totally.
That's the same with the I didn't know it worked that way with the police, because even though I never follow anything political, I do realize that, like, China could give $1 billion to anyone they want to through one of their foundations, not through any upfront thing. So it's so ridiculous. I would never have dreamed that the police had a vehicle that like that out in the open. I would have thought it was hidden, where they, hey, give me the suitcase. I didn't think it was, you can just flat donate to this thing. And then,
Oh, well, the problem is they have what, half the city budget to begin with.
Right.
I mean, whatever it
Yeah, the
is, I can't
police.
remember the exact percentage of
But
it.
over $1 billion, yeah, it is. I think it's some double-digit percentage of the budget.
It is.
Yeah,
And then
which
they
is
get the
disgusting.
PAL, which
Right.
is another slush fund, and then they get the league donating to them, and then the LAPD Foundation. So here's all their slush funds besides the city budget.
Right. So do you know if this particular vehicle, if it's been exposed by the local press, like has the LA Times ever done a story on this?
I have seen it before. Nothing lately, and I really
Yeah.
haven't researched it much
Right.
lately. But it should
Yeah.
be. I mean, it should be
Right.
exposed.
Yeah, and it might be, well, city corruption is a pretty good line for the LA Times. They get a lot of traction off of it, and so they might bite. More so than Scientology, which is about, like, I don't know, it's a little less than even if you look at the whole history of the LA Times reporting on it, which is generally like, here's a celebrity and what they're doing, and maybe Scientology is not that bad. Is like half of what the LA Times has done.
Right.
So, but on city corruption, that's like, I don't know, every film noir, it sells very well.
Yeah.
You can sell that LA Confidential angle all day, I think, to a lot of LA readers.
I love the fact that in 2024, though, I don't even know someone who gets any information from the LA Times.
I'm blocked from the LA Times. I can't even get in there to read anything.
Wait, you're
I have
IP
to-
blocked by the LA Times?
because I haven't paid for it.
Oh, I see. You're
Oh.
behind the paywall. I'm like, wow, they
Yeah,
blocked you.
You only get a couple of readings, and then you have to pay for it, and I'm not going to give them money. So I just email Audit and say, Audit, what does this message or what does this article say?
Yeah,
So
I
she'll
get my
copy it.
news from Fat Grammy and Streets.
right on. That's pretty good sources.
I remember
Yeah.
Streets said not long ago at one of those commission meetings, when the cops got a lot less money, I guess it was last year, but crime, and there was less officers, and crime was down.
Yeah.
And then they needed all this more money, and then he made the point that now we got all the more money and the more officers, and crime's up.
Yeah.
So that had nothing
Yeah.
to do with anything.
No, it cracked me up one night that a Streets Audit was there. I think Jessica was there. It was a neighborhood council meeting where there was 3 or 4 people that were on the council. There was maybe 10 people in the audience, maybe. And they had a couple, me and a couple other people online. So maybe 24 people total, right? And if you added up all the streamer people, there was 33,000 people watching a neighborhood council meeting. And
Wow.
that's huge.
That's a lot more
amazing.
than the city council could drum up. That sounds like more than their audience. And attendance for the year.
Oh, for the whole council.
Yeah,
Yeah.
indeed. That's what I'm saying. In
Yeah,
that
and that was
one
just one
stream.
night.
Yeah.
Yep. So that
Maybe.
was pretty awesome when you look at the 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 likes or the views.
Yeah, the
That was
engagement.
huge.
Huge.
That is a
Yeah.
big
Absolutely.
deal. That's a big deal, especially when you think Scientology. Did you see their website? They have 1.1 thousand subs, and 930 of those are OSA.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. People that have been ordered to subscribe to this YouTube channel on pain of sec check. Yeah.
What was absolutely funny is one day we were providing public comment about the planners going around, because they're totally not ADA. And they're
Right. They're
totally,
not.
and they're hurting the sidewalk and everything else. And so we had put it on the agenda, asked them to put it on the agenda. So we
Right.
got it on the agenda. And OSA had a couple of dozen people call in. That's the most excitement I think a neighborhood council has gotten in years. But they were talking about how they loved it because the street's now closed and so it's safe and there's a place for the butterflies.
Oh my
What?
god!
Yeah, I was laughing. I was cracking
What?
up.
The dirt is? They're gonna pollinate the dirt. All right.
Because it was
They-
a place for the butterflies and they loved it. And they shouldn't take the planners away because the butterflies.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. You're gonna hurt. Oh wow.
The fastest growing religion on Earth's got 1,100 subs.
Yeah, exactly. With millions. I mean, they have their own cable channel and everything. I encountered it. I think for the first time on the road. Turned on. One of the motels I stayed at had the Scientology channel, and I learned the div board while I was getting ready to leave. And with all of that promo, with like their own cable channel that's reaching all the way into Arkansas, that's how many subs they have. I don't think it's working, but I think I want to do more a closer look at their training material and what they're putting on. I don't know if you've seen any of this garbage that they put on their cable channel, which is the same garbage that they have on their website. But they've got like a travel log program where they'll introduce you to this city or that city through the lens of an org.
Oh.
Eric, we can hook you up with the new love channel.
What?
Yeah, I like that one.
They have the
That
new
was
dating
great.
site.
Scientology only dating?
Yeah.
Gross.
So you
Yeah,
can just
that's
like
what I thought, too.
I already have an ad in there. It says single male 55 looking for a little AEIOU. And let's see what I get out of that.
And, you gotta, and sometimes why?
Yes.
Come yell at an ashtray with me, baby.
Oh.
That's right. Keep being an
Oh,
ashtray,
Lord.
you ashtray.
All you have to do is just empty your pockets and be in a horrible mood, and you can pretend you were a Scientologist. That's
I'm doing it right now.
So there was something. Was that what you were? Was that the?
Yeah, did we cover what you wanted from the recent
We
city council thing?
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
And we're going to keep on top of it, and we're going to keep going to the meetings. And OSA, wake up. We'll do a Natalie thing here. Wake up, OSA. You know how to get us out of there? Move the fucking planters.
Yeah.
Move. Open up the street. That's how you get us out of there. Do what we say.
They're terrified.
Simple.
They're terrified of that because what was happening before they did all of that was, I mean, they could not countenance it. It was way too effective, especially when we're all together, happy. It was like a brilliant little festival. That at one point, it was like last time I was in Los Angeles, it was like such a family atmosphere I could see like a bunch of people, showing up for it, but at that point it was the beginning of Scientology hiring a bunch of street toughs to come out there with curved blades and threaten us, and then it was like straight up like Dead-Eye Killer gangbangers. And they kept on amplifying and amplifying, and we all cracked apart, and hopefully we can bring it back to them. We can get the planners off the street, and we can come back, I don't know, larger and better and stronger and smarter than we were before.
Well, their plan is to mitigate, litigate, and if that doesn't work, pay you off. I want my money.
Boom it.
I want my money.
How succinct. This, fantastic guest. Oh, geez. That's exactly. Mitigate, litigate, and if that doesn't work, exactly, pay them off. And
let's make sure everybody subscribes to Fat Grammy.
You got that right. Okay.
Make sure if you're not, and if you are subbed, please make sure that you're still subbed. Okay.
Yeah, watch hours. I would love watch hours too. Yeah.
Yeah, let's get those up. Absolutely, they are.
Absolutely. And okay, so we ran pretty long, hour and a half. We're trying to keep it down, but I know that us keeping it down means it's going to go long. So we have to be careful not to go long and then try to keep it down. We'll be here 4 hours.
Well, right, yeah. As long as it's not Dr. Zhivago, if we keep it within like an MTV Productions movie, like a vehicle for somebody on Saturday Night Live, I think it's we won't wear people down too much. And so 90 minutes is probably good.
But thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Same here. Oh,
and anything you need at any time, let me know. And if you need it, if you still wanted my help with that other thing that never happened, I'm all about that too.
I know. I'm kind of real bummed that it didn't happen. It still will happen. It's just
I'm your Huckleberry for anything. Anything you need at any time, you let me know. I'm there.
Well, we are going to have a cast off, send off. What do you call it? Shoot off, whatever. I can't think of the word right now for the Obolinski law, and that is coming up.
Yes.
They accepted our proposal through the legislature, and so we're really excited about that. We're just trying to get everything going. We just don't.
That is some of the best news that I've heard recently. That is awesome.
Yeah, we're
that warms my heart.
Excited about that.
That's so cool.
Thank you so much for telling all of us that.
Everything Mona touches turns to gold. In case people haven't realized that, so.
Okay, I'm waiting for my shoulders to turn to gold.
And take him down to the pawn shop. Yeah, this paperclip.
Yeah.
Let's make sure we get her watch hours. Make sure everybody.
Love you guys. I'm gonna go
give
hit
Mona
the ladies'
some watch
room.
hours. Love you.
Yes,
love you. Bye.
Everybody get out there and promote these wonderful guests that we've had by. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right. Absolutely.
I'm so glad we got people down there. It's like we got it covered, man. We got this thing covered. This is one of the most amazing teams. When you just look at the positive, it's like amazing. You can't even keep it in one folder. I mean, we got many amazing people,
Yes.
with big hearts,
So many walks of life, so many perspectives, and really, if we're working in concert, it becomes the wisdom of crowds, because not all of us have like half of the right answers for everything here. So,
Totally.
If we can defer to people's life experience who have, seen these other sides and bring these other experiences and intelligences, we'll all be richer for it. And I feel really rich after those two guests.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. Like, we got to see, because, I can't look at myself, right? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But I look at Scientology up north, right, as one of those things that started after I got here, as far as when I saw them. And it was so fun to see that blossom, and there's a lot of other content creators in that same boat that, have pulled themselves up too. But we have such an amazing team, man, of great people. I mean, you saw what Crazy Love is doing, right? That's insane what Fat Grammy's doing. I mean, these I can't do any of that stuff. I'm no good
but they're
with any of
also
that.
teaching. You know,
Yeah.
if they're better at it first, they're leading the way, and they're both really good at demonstrating what they're doing and teaching how they're doing it, so other people could follow. Because if you haven't, like, you know, made your own police report or a complaint, that is intimidating. If you haven't gone to the police station, asked for all these calls, that's intimidating. Making a case, that's intimidating. Going to the city council of whatever municipality you find yourself in and pleading your case, a lot of people find that that's nearly impossible. And if more of us kind of show how that is in fact doable, it just, like, some of the anxiety gets quelled, and there's going to be somebody out there that is going to be in their house or wherever they find us and say, I can do that too. Because I was just, while you were talking, I was just remembering, before I had done one day on the street, you know, celebrating people's victories in their protests, like jumping out of my chair and dancing around my house, that kind of thing, and being that level of involved until I couldn't stay still anymore. And, you know, hopefully we can all do that for somebody else and keep that going into this year.
And we got amazing people who, it's easy to forget to put shine, but there's a ton of people in this movement who do not stream.
Yep.
Don't give, you know, they're not trying to get subs. They're not doing any of that. And that are still incredible support.
Everything that we need.
I don't even know if everyone knows, but like Sandra 420, she gave me an entire bin, that she purchased, and with Spanish flyers, you know, English flyers. I have the ones that fold out, you know, and I have a whole bunch of bitchin' flyers. Like you saw the ones about LRH, you know, the quote about, you want to make money, start a religion. That's hers that I've been putting up everywhere.
Totally.
And she gave me the box, 1 million flyers, you know, a couple joints, a pat on the ass, and never had there's no shine there. You know what I mean? She never asked for, you know, can you shout me out? Or, you know, it's like there's people out there helping in amazing ways. Oh, and by the way, go to her Instagram. She has incredible stickers. They're fucking awesome. Go to Sandra 420's Instagram and you can get these amazing stickers, squirrel stickers and stuff.
Fantastic.
And but the point is, there's a lot of people that help tremendously that are completely under the radar and aren't looking for any shout outs or anything.
Nope. Okay? No, just happy to do the work. And if you're making the designs, to see it out there, like to see what it is that you've done in your home actually making a difference, and how, like, all of these people helping, and all, like, we couldn't do what we're doing without the support, without the information, without the encouragement, and this outpouring of art. You know, not even the art that's making it on the street, but like the Pain and Ponder as well. All of these different spaces that people are making for refreshing and rejuvenating parts of the protest movement.
That's a great point.
Are all necessary to keep it going, to make it part of regular life. Because if it's all the hardness of the street, and it's all the deprivations and crimes committed by Scientology, it gets really hard. So all of, you know, people's good feelings and their good intentions and their industry being given out, just, it keeps the thing alive. It keeps the thing feeling vibrant as well. And it just needs to be celebrated. I'm just so happy that you've taken this tack, and you're seemingly going full time on trying to remind people, no, this is great, and these people too, and if you haven't thought about these people, how about this as well? It's fantastic.
It makes me feel good, you know. It's like I really do miss being out there, but I don't miss having a headache every day. So I realized I'm too old for this shit, so I'm going to wait till it's in the 80s.
Pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I hope so. because even though it says 92 right now, you know
no.
how it is
Heat
when you're out
index.
there. It's like 99. You know, you're just and it's rough. So I can't be doing that anymore.
Yeah.
But when it's in the 80s, then I'll be out there again, and I have some serious plans for that, and I think it's going to be super fun, and I can't wait. I believe what you said a month ago, that everything's going to be super awesome, and we're going to be at the top of this whole thing soon enough, with nothing but winners everywhere and everyone getting along. And you know what?
It's
If we
well on
don't,
its way. It's
no matter
well on
how
its
we
way.
do it, we're fighting Scientology together, and that's the only thing that matters. So, and
Yeah.
I'm happy as hell about it. And I want to get back to all my thoughts, being about this incredible beast that we're all silly enough to try to fight.
Yeah.
Because who was it? I had a huge laugh with the other day. I think it was Rika. I was on the phone
Makes
with,
sense.
and I said, I'm like, we're already insane, because we're willing to fight this $15 billion beast.
Yes.
And it
Correct.
ran over some of us, like myself, already. So
Yep.
I know the power it has, and we're still fighting. We don't give a shit. So I already know we're crazy, but it's a good crazy.
Oh yeah, and we're causing good trouble, as the civil rights leader John Lewis was famous for saying, wanting to get yourself involved in some good trouble.
I love that. I like that. That's a good one. Well, listen, you be safe. I know you got to travel again. So
yeah, here I am about to go back out on the road. All the laundry's being done and the suitcases are being prepared. So yes,
that's awesome. But be safe and have a wonderful gig. Give Laura a hug and everybody else.
Will do.
And I know you'll be amazing. I'll catch it on the stream because I'll be drunk at the beach when that's happening down in San Diego. But
sounds badass.
But yeah, I this is my last day at 55. So tomorrow I'll be 56, and one day smarter.
Yeah, I mean, and well, it becomes like, yeah, I've, not all of us make it this far. And I mean, especially with, what you faced, like, and what this year has been as far as change, I really hope you get like a full-on celebration of all of this change and all of this forward movement. Because I
feel
mean,
really good.
I am freaking impressed, man.
Thank you, brother. I really feel good. I said on my live with Natalie yesterday that I'm still a mess, but I'm 100 times better than I was on Easter. Okay, and I've gotten a large piece of this damn gorilla off my back, because I've now been able to see it. It's kicked my ass. I'm not gonna lie, but it's an ass kicking I needed to get through it. So,
yeah.
What are you going to do? There's no easy way to do that one. So,
well, yeah, you've like kind of tempered your armor and it's galvanized and harder and can take a rougher season and you can be a happier warrior.
And what's weird too, Selfless, is that I never knew what it would be like to feel what I'm feeling now, because I always thought I would have that gorilla. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was 100% sure I would die with all my, Scientology bullshit on my head, because I didn't think that I would ever be in a situation like this where I could get it all out and fight the cult while I'm healing and all that shit. Like, I never ever dreamed this would happen. So it's like, it really is amazing. I'm so damn fortunate to have fallen into this shit. And again, I thank you for it. So, to be able to be where I'm sitting right now is really incredible. There's just so much. There's no way I could have confronted any of this like head on. It took 4 months, for me to even get to here. Right, it took what it took, and but I'm just really happy that I'm on this path. And I couldn't be more proud of it, and all the people who were willing to be there with me, and then all the people I meet, like you and Pearl, Fat Grammy, Rika, all these wonderful people, Fluffer. I mean, it goes on and on and on, and it's almost it's like winning the lotto or some shit. It's like
Pretty
we're
much.
winning so hard, man.
Well, right, and it's I mean, just being any part of you coming out and being able to tell your story and becoming this voice of reason, in this movement. It's all that I was trying to do. If that was it, then that would be fine for me, and I would be happy. It's just amazing. It's been amazing to see your rapid growth and just stick-to-itiveness, being out there so consistently, until like it became basically health-wise dangerous in the sweltering heat, and seeing the same thing here in Austin, and to see you being accepted by so many different creators and so much of this community has just been a joy.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm really, really happy and proud to be in this position right now. And I really do believe what you're saying. We're just getting going, and this is going to be awesome. We're going to do some amazing shit here soon. And Scientology better hope it stays hot for a bit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe they're going to cheer on some global warming so that it just becomes harder for anybody to be on the street for any reason.
They're going to try to figure out who they can donate for that. Yeah.
Oh, well, all the fossil fuel concerns, certainly, you could just do that.
But I appreciate you. Be safe. Is Pearl going with you?
Not this time. I mean, I had her out on the road for 16 days away from her dogs, and I don't think I could get her to do that again. But soon enough, we'll all be together out there in Los Angeles, rocking out. Yeah, it's just me coming out this time and for this gig, taking a flight in and out real quick, and then getting ready for the rest of the tour. Awesome.
All right. Well, sounds good. So we'll just keep in touch and get some more A-listers. And by the way, we got to remind ourselves to say this every show. Anyone out there who's protesting,
that's you.
Feel free to. Is your email on your description?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So you can go to Selfless's email. You can go to mine. Mine's on my description. And just let either one of us know you'd like to be on. And we'd be happy to support you in any way we can. So that door is always open. Let us know.
Absolutely.
All right, my brother. Another Thursday at 2 in the bank.
Fantastic. And looking forward to next time. This is always a lift for me in my week, and definitely looking forward to each and every one of them. And
awesome.
Everybody wish Eric a happy birthday. This amazing person has given so much of themselves, and we're looking forward to another go round this sun on this crazy rock with you, fighting Scientology and whatever other fun we're going to have as well. All right.
Well, we'll see. I appreciate you. Take good care.
All right, will do. Bye.
I'll see you soon. Later.
Bye, everybody. Hiya.